Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Act Right, and I'm coming to bring you today my Air Jordan 13 white varsity red, Chicago cherry red, whatever you want to call them, Chicago's. Now, believe it or not, when like the 13s came out, I really didn't like them. The 14s, alright, it was a couple of colorways that I like, but not really. But now that I'm a little older, I see them now, they're better. I grew up liking sneakers even when I couldn't really afford them. When I was wearing Coasters and Buster Browns and what's those shoes from Payless? They had XJ900s and Pro Wings and stuff like that. That was the knockoffs of Nikes and all that type of stuff. Till I was able to get some Nikes. Chucks were relatively cheap back then or whatever. A couple pairs of Chucks, but you know, in high school, it was all about Jordans, Air Force Ones, Air Maxes, Nikes pretty much. Reebok came, you know, Reebok pumps. Of course, you always had the shell toes, all that type of stuff. But we ain't finna get into all that. But I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all what I picked up. I got these the morning they came out. I went to the mall thinking like maybe it's gonna be a lot of people there. I went to the mall, left home about 9:40. The closest mall to me is only like 10 minutes away, so I got there. Me and my youngest son, he's only 6, so we went, and he didn't really know, you know, we was just out there, and it was standing out there. There was a couple of people out there, and it's like, hey man, you know, they ain't letting nobody in. Dude was like, nah, but the security guards were standing at the door. It was like 3 of them just talking, but people were going in and coming out. Now it's a bank in the mall as well, so you know, people going in. So like, all right, so one dude was like, you know what, I'm finna go in here. So he just walked in. I mean, he was being real vulgar and loud, him and his girlfriend, you know, and he walked in and ain't say nothing, so everybody else just started walking in. The way they went, the main place I was going was Foot Action, because I know Foot Action was doing first come, first serve. Now, this mall doesn't have a Champs in it, so I went to Foot Action, and as I went to the Foot Action, everybody else was going left to go like the Jimmy Jazz, DTLR, shoe, what's the other place? A couple other places up in there. So I was like, all right, you know, cool, whatever. So I did that, and dude was like, hold up, y'all trying to come? I was like, hold up. So it was one guy that was out there with us. He was standing there, he waiting, he walked past, and then after that, he stopped. So then the dude let us in or whatever. Dude went in. I guess they did a raffle too, I don't know. But I went in, me and my son, and the lady asked, she was like, hey, can I help you? I was like, yeah, I got them 13s, you know, the new 13s. She was like, yeah, what size? I said 11. She's like, all right. And the dude she was at the register, it was another guy. It was another guy that worked in there, but I guess he was off that day. And so after that, he went back and got it, and he brought it out. So here you go. We got let me see if I can get that, the Foot Action sticker right there, straight from Foot Action. Straight from Foot Action, and the size is 11, my size, and you see the color code and everything, all that. I don't know if I can get it to focus. It's crazy. I'll just read it to y'all. Air Jordan 13 retro, white, black, team red, you know, size 11, Jordan.com, and they retail for $190. Now I didn't pay $190 for them. My box is beat up though, but I don't. But yeah, like I said, I like these shoes. They real, very nice, you know, very nice. Oh, let me show y'all the shoes. I'm putting it on foot, but I just want y'all to see. Got that from Foot Action, if y'all can see it. And I did get a discount. I want to show y'all what I actually spent for them things right there. Is let me stand up so I can see it. Just the tax. Ready. I'm sorry. I'm all ate up right now. Ready. Oh, right there. That's the total payment right there. Right there. $161.12. That's what I paid for them. I ain't even paid. I paid on the retail, you know. And you know, it's cool. It was cool doing that, because the female that rung me up, she remembers me. I used to go to the other mall, me and my son. Usually when I go to the malls, like on the weekend, me and my family go. And she remembered my son though. You know, everybody loves my son, my youngest son. He's just like everybody. He's so friendly and everything. So she was like, I remember y'all. and I didn't remember her. But after she said that, I did remember her. She used to work at the other mall, and you know, she remembered me. But I'm gonna put these on my feet. So y'all, of course, like I said, y'all have seen a bunch of these videos before, especially with this shoe. You know, a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they get them early, you know, they got the connect and stuff. But I feel like, you know, I got these. So why can't I show them all too? Plus, you know, I just do it. Like I said, I'm not a young cat no more, so I don't go out stunting for the chicks in the club or nothing. Yeah, and I got on the old school crew socks. I don't care. I like them. They're comfortable. You know, they fit me well. It's a white sock liner. So, you know, and I just got on some black sweats. But, you know, I ain't gonna tie them up, because of course I ain't gonna tie them up this high. But I just put them tight, let y'all see them. Like these. And me, my favorite color is blue. Growing up, I always was blue. I guess that was my mother's favorite color too. When I was younger, she bought me blue this, blue that. So I wear a lot of blue. But as I got older, you know, I started getting into red. Because people said I need to. I'm a darker cat, so you know, a lot of people be like, you cool with that. But you know, when I was in high school, it was a different story. Let me see if I can finagle this. That. As DJ Dale say, that bird's eye view. You zoom in on that. Yeah. You know, you do that. No. You put this down. And get y'all this side view. Yeah, man. Try to get y'all that. You know? Boom. Get that. Oh, how good that is. Camera sitting up kind of high. My bad. Oh, there we go. Boom. Right distance and everything. Boom. You know, do the thing. You know, so just something like that. You know, try to show y'all how I do it. But like I said, my favorite shoes, my favorite Jordans is the 4s. Even though I was young when those came out. Of course, you know, my mother wasn't gonna buy me none of those. They were too expensive, you know. The ones I remember when the Jordan 1s came out, I was young, like 6 years old, like my son's age. But I remember all my cousins, the Air Jordans, I remember seeing them. Black and red was the first ones I seen. And they had so many colors. And believe it or not, yeah, they used to sell Air Jordans and JC Penney's everywhere. Because if you don't know, like when shoes come out, especially if it's a new shoe, something like that. Now Nike wasn't a new brand, but a new shoe. And people would they would go everywhere. You know, everywhere got retailers. Now, you know, Jordan blew up with this whole sneakerhead people, you know, which is not a bad thing, I guess, you know. It's just not me. I don't consider myself a sneakerhead. I just love shoes. I don't call myself a collector because I don't get every shoe that comes out. There we go. Like I said, this video probably long enough already. I ain't trying to bore y'all nothing. Just, you know, trying to show y'all what it do. Like those ones that came out, I know ones are real hard to get. I tried to get the black and red ones when they first came out in 2013, I guess, the band, you know, but that didn't work out. So I took a L on that, but it'll be alright. Get another pair. Get somewhere. If I gotta order on Flight Club, I don't really wanna pay that resale price, but yeah, I just look dark, so but we'll make it happen. When yeah, just hit the like, hit the subscribe, you know. Tell me what you think about the review. Was it too long? Did I talk too much? Was the lighting bad? Was the sound bad? Let me know what you think, how I can make it better, and we can work from that, you know. But I appreciate y'all for letting me talk y'all ear off and for watching this video. Like I say, click like, subscribe,